Welcome to Conor's Crew, a podcast about positive people doing positive things. I'm Conor, and this show is all about speaking to people who take action and make the world a better place. Today's episode focuses on one of the Dundee Trinket Trade Boxes. These boxes are built on trust, on kindness, and are all about the simple joy of swapping small treasures. We talk about how the project began, the challenges of keeping it going, and why it's so important to the local community. Let's get into it. Hi everyone, today I am with the person behind Trinket Trade Box Dundee. Hello, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi.
How are you feeling today?
Good. I'm a bit shy to be on the podcast, but it's okay. We'll get going and then we'll be fine.
I really appreciate your time today. It's lovely to meet you. How would you describe the Trinket Trade Box?
Okay, that's a hard question already. How would I describe it? I usually start saying what it is in the sense that like people that don't know anything about it, I usually describe it as in like people usually know the free libraries a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I always say it's the same concept of like you bring something you don't use anymore and swap it for something you'd want instead.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same concept but for like trinkets and toys and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
So yeah, people usually trade like cards and pins and small toys and plushies and stuff like that.
That sounds absolutely amazing. And I know a lot of people listening will be familiar with the letter boxes where you can give and take a book. It's a lovely system.
Mm-hmm.
Give one, take one. Yes, you can buy a book from a shop, but this brings a sense of community.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little book in there where you can write your name and say, I came on this day and I got this, and I think this place is really lovely. I've also seen some sort of similar places, but they're kitchens or bakeries, so you can take a cake.
I've actually seen there's one in Dundee as well. I've been meaning to visit, but I haven't been yet. And I've seen in the States there's so many things like that like popping up, and they've started making some for like movies.
Awesome.
So they swap DVDs and stuff, or like they have a mug one that people can leave their old mugs that they don't use and like swap for a new one, and there's loads of things like that, so it's very exciting.
Really like the idea of movies,
yeah.
especially because everything's on Netflix now. It's good to have something physical.
Absolutely.
So all those things are wonderful. When I've seen these things, I've seen them in sometimes in like rural communities and small villages and stuff. Of course, Dundee is a city, but it's a small city. What made you want to start this in Dundee?
So it's mostly just because I live here.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea started because I've seen online the one in London, and I thought it was a great idea, and I would really want to go, but it's so far away.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, we really need something like that closer. And then while I was looking for like different locations and stuff, I just thought, oh, maybe we should just have one in Dundee as well. And at the start, I wasn't so sure it was gonna work because lots of people around me were being like not negative about it, but trying to like be realistic and be like, okay, this can get wrecked, or this can be stolen, or people are not gonna respect the trade or whatever. But I just did it anyways because I was really excited about the idea, so I was like, let's just try and see what happens.
That's amazing. Well done for going for it. It's difficult to get these things started, especially something like this that relies on trust of the community, for everyone to trust each other with something like this. And I think if you build something like this, then the trust will appear.
Yes.
People will see it, they'll think, oh, this is really lovely, and why hasn't this been made before? Dundee needs something like this because we've got a wonderful community here. So do you remember the first day when you put it up? How did that feel? Tell me about the first day.
That was so exciting, the best day ever. So the lovely volunteers from the garden, they helped put it up, and we filmed a little video, and I just posted on TikTok without thinking much. I had the page kind of ready, and I was ready to post it, but I wasn't expecting like literally anything. And then the video just blew up. Like it got 30k views in like a couple days.
Awesome.
So it was so like exciting, and then everyone was like trading, and I remember seeing the box like 2 or 3 times in that day, and the content of the box was like insanely different every single time, and everything was getting traded and people were being excited and sending messages, and like I don't remember if I had a sign-in book at the time yet, but probably right after, but everyone was signing in and saying positive things, so that was really, really exciting, I think.
Oh, that's lovely to hear. And what does it mean to you personally?
So I feel like I'm kind of like a shy person, and I'm not super active socially, and so I really enjoy having something that like makes me feel connected to people, but it's not necessarily face to face all the time. And I think it's probably the same for a lot of people. The kind of like community feel that doesn't have to be face to face all the time, and it's like we can feel connected even though we're not actually engaging with each other, and I really like that.
That's so lovely. The idea of connection is different for every person, and you don't have to be in a crowded room for connection. There's other ways to feel connection as well, and I know that this box will be so valuable and meaningful for so many people. What do you hope people feel when they see it?
Hopefully some little joy. I imagine myself like not knowing anything about it and just like walking past and seeing it and like kind of engaging with it, and that would make me very excited. So I feel like people get excited about the idea of like not knowing what's inside, and also I feel like a lot of people, including myself, really enjoy the idea of like leaving something that is going to be someone's treasure, if that makes sense.
Yes, well today, we walked past the Trinket box. I followed the rules. I took one, I gave one, I put in a small skateboard, I took out a beautiful miniature sort of handmade fish made from these beads, spectacular. And I thought that's so lovely, that because when I'm putting that skateboard in there, for me it's a form of spring cleaning. It's a form of tidying up. That was just sitting on my desk gathering dust for ages. I could put it in the bin, but why not put it in this box, and someone else will get some enjoyment from it.
Exactly.
And someone else has had that thought previously, and I've managed to get some joy in the form of a miniature fish.
In some ways, like I feel like it's so much more valuable to have something that like has a story behind it and someone's loved previously. I don't know, it's like feels so much more special, and I really enjoyed the aspect of like recycling, in the sense that like instead of just buying new things all the time, if you have old things that you don't really engage with anymore and you feel like the need of having something new, you can just like get that through the box.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's not just good for connection and for each other, but it's also good for the planet. There's so many things in the world where we use it once and throw it away, but as we said, it's maybe better to put something in the box, give someone else some joy from it as well. Why do you think people connect with it? Why do you think it's been so successful?
I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of parts to it. One thing that makes me really, really happy is when people craft things and then leave them in the box. It's almost like an excuse to be a bit more craftier in a sense, because I feel like I have that problem myself of like I love creating, but I can't keep creating and keep everything in my own house, if that makes sense. So it's like it almost makes me feel more inclined to like create something if I know someone's gonna enjoy or be happy seeing it. So whenever I see handmade things in the box, that really makes my day. What was the question?
No, that was a beautiful answer. I was just thinking, why do you think people connect with it? And as you said, it's, well, with AI now, the AI can make just about anything, but seeing something that has been made by a person with love and care and then shared, that's so nice. And it's great to, we're living in a world where everyone is constantly consuming by scrolling through social media, just consuming left, right and centre. But take one, give one. It's great to create something and share it with people as well, in balance with consuming the great stuff that's around you.
I think another big part of it is like the excitement of not knowing what's going to be inside. I really love that, and I feel like even if it's like a small thing, it makes people stay. So that's the main goal, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And, these trinkets, for people listening, a trinket is just a small object, like a small toy. So, like a miniature skateboard, for example, or any small little thing. Maybe something you'd get from inside a Christmas cracker, something like
Yeah,
that. A small
absolutely.
little toy that brings you some joy. And yeah, these objects, they are just objects, but it's the story attached. Each object has its story. What does it mean to a person? And it'll have one meaning for someone, but different meaning for someone else. It's great that there's a book in there where people can write stuff and just react to the joy of the box, seeing what's inside. It's like Christmas morning. Tell me about some of the reactions you've had either in that book or online. What have been some of the good reactions?
There's been literally everything. I've had people, lots of great messages and like supportive ones, and lots of people wanting to start their own trinket box. I've had many parents being like, oh, you made my kids stay, and like it was their birthday or things like that, and I really appreciate like every single one of them. We've had negative ones as well. This is actually so funny, but I've had people like messaging me on social media being like, oh, I've been there and I stole everything. And it's just like, it's just so funny to me, because it's like, what do you want me to say? I don't know. But yeah, I actually really appreciate the variety of messages for sure. And there's a lot of people that like take their time to like draw in the book as well, which I think is
lovely.
so cute. So yes, lots of positive things
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, thank you for being so honest about that. Yeah, it's important to think that, that there are all sorts of responses, positive and negative, and this is built on community, trust, and people looking out for each other and being good. Yes, there might be someone that comes along that will remove everything from the box, but guess what? We'll be back and we'll fill it up again.
Yes,
we won't
absolutely.
stop, won't give up.
I like to think that like for every person that wants to just steal everything and not give anything back, there's like at least 10 people that are so excited to just like donate an extra trinket and like fill up the box again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we've built a very nice community in the sense that like there's so many people that like I recognize from the comments, and I know that maybe they live nearby and they're like keeping an eye on the box, or like letting me know if something gets stolen or broken, or I don't know. I really appreciate how everyone's just kind of helping each other.
And I realised we've not mentioned where this box is. Where is it?
So it's at Victoria Gardens, on like the section where the community gardens are. And I always invite people to like come in and engage with the gardens community, because they're all very like lovely and welcoming, and they have so many activities going on all the time, and it's so rewarding even just like going once in a while and see all the plants, like how much they're growing, because I think like especially this summer is like such perfect weather for plants to just, I don't know, just go crazy.
That makes the box even more powerful, that it connects to something else, and people can find a community in that as well. What made you decide on that location?
So a bit selfishly, like I don't live that far, so it's like a bit easy way to like go and check it every day. But also I feel like Balgate Park and the Victoria Park in this area in general is so underrated.
Yeah.
I've met so many people in Dundee that I'm like, oh, like we should have a picnic there, and they've actually never been, and it always blows my mind because it's like one of the nicest spaces in Dundee. So I kind of wanted people to have an excuse to like go and see it.
All the green spaces in Dundee are so underrated. I think we're so lucky to be in this city where there is so much green space and so many parks that are just free to go to, and especially when the weather's good, it's amazing. Since starting the Trinket Box, has anything surprised you? What have been some of the big surprises?
What surprised me? To be completely honest, it surprised me how excited people were about it. I expected some people to like go and trade and whatever, but I feel like I didn't expect the huge like general excitement that there's around it. I've had one of the highlights for me was one of my friends talking to one of their friends that we don't know each other, but they were saying to my friend, oh, have you heard of the Trinket Box? And my friend was able to tell like, oh, actually I know the person that started this. And it was such a bizarre, I don't know, I almost felt like a bit famous. So yeah, what was the question?
Oh, just what have the surprises been, good or bad? What has surprised you most since starting?
Yeah, for sure the amount of engagement that it gets, absolutely. And every time that I feel like the box is not getting maybe engaged with as much, it always surprises me how many people are still going every day and engaging with it, for sure.
I think it shows how much this is needed. If people need this, life can be so predictable day to day, but just walking past that box, seeing that lovely splash of colour, excitement inside, you're bringing so much joy to people's lives. You could say it's a small thing, but I think the small things make up everything in life. It's really important to hang on to that sense of childlike joy and wonder which the box brings.
Yeah, I always say that, like, I like to spread a bit of whimsy in people's lives.
Best word ever. Best word ever. You mentioned that, when you're showing it on TikTok and stuff, you see lots of people commenting. Sometimes you'll see the same people commenting again and same people visiting the box again. Who do you think uses the box the most? Of course, it's open to everyone, but who do you notice is using it most frequently?
As in, like, age range, or like what
everything? Age range and just the people.
So I feel like there's a lot of parents that visit with their kids, which I think is really lovely. Is like, I like to think of it as a little family activity, and some people have told me that like it's an excuse to go on a little walk because the kids are excited about it. And then for sure there's a lot of crafty people engaging with it. I always see like some crafty things in there, and probably like young teenagers are always a big target. I think it's a bit of everything. That was the idea for me when I put the box up. Is like, I'm not that young myself, so it's like I want every single age range to be able to enjoy the box and trade with it, for sure.
It's perfect that it's available to all ages, and it's free, and it's in the outdoors, and it's open to everyone. That's why it's such a fantastic idea. Now, of course, you mentioned it's not been easy all the time. Tell me a bit about what things have gone wrong or frustrated you over time.
I have to say it's a bit frustrating sometimes when I come in and it's like very obviously been vandalized. I think one of the worst things that happened is like someone used a lipstick on the front, so that was really, really hard for me to wash off. And there's still some marks somewhere that someone can spot. And there's been a time where someone took all the stickers from inside and like plastered the whole front, and so you couldn't read the rules anymore, you couldn't see the title anymore. So that was really frustrating and really hard to get all the glue off the front as well. But I think like those are probably the two worst things that have happened to it, which is in the grand scheme of things is literally like not a big deal. I've had, not sure if I can say this, but I've had kids like drawing penises on all the pages.
Oh, right.
So stuff like that, but it's never like intense enough that is like a big deal, I think.
It's not the drawings that we're looking for.
No, for sure.
How do you feel when things are taken from the box without being replaced?
It's very frustrating, but mostly because I know that like whoever left that trinket is excited to know that someone else has been trading with it, and like I don't know, kind of like keeping the project going. And so it breaks my heart to know that like some trinkets are just gonna go into the pockets of someone that doesn't care about the project, doesn't care about the trinkets that much, and it's just kind of like being greedy a bit.
Yes, totally. Since starting the Trinket Trade Box, has it changed your view of people at all?
Absolutely, I think so. I especially seeing the opinions of the people around me change so quickly, in the sense that everyone was trying to, not in like they weren't trying to like be negative about it, but they were just kind of trying to bring me back to earth and be like, oh, like try and be realistic about this, then it's probably going to be wrecked very easily and everything's going to get stolen all the time. And that's what I've heard the most around me before starting it, when I was like pitching the idea to everyone. but I feel like once they have actually seen it in action, everyone's realized that like there's actually way more nice people around that people realize, for sure.
Absolutely. I think the positive people far outweigh
Yes.
the negative things that happen, which is really lovely to hear. What keeps you going when it feels discouraging?
Probably the messages that people send are a big part of that. I've had people saying like, oh, I've seen the box a bit empty, so I'm gonna drop some trinkets off this afternoon. Or it really makes me so happy to see that it's like it really is like a community project. It feels like it's our baby, and everyone's kind of like taking care of it in their own way. So it makes me feel like doesn't matter what happens, people are gonna want to see this thrive for as long as possible. And so everyone's gonna like do their best to like keep it going.
Oh, totally. And I suppose when a box is out in the open and it's free and there's no one looking, then some people might take more than they give. But overall, people see that in Dundee and they're thinking, we have not had something like this in Dundee before, and it's had such a positive effect. Let's all protect this. And overall, that's been the message I've been getting from it, which is so amazing. What do you think the box says about the local community?
How do I answer this question? Let's see. Can you ask me again?
Yeah. What do you think the box says about the local community?
I mean, definitely good things.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to see like humans' hearts reflected in the box. Like it's so obvious that like I feel like you can see what kind of people are trading just by looking inside the box, which is so amazing to me. And like you also get like such a different variety of trinkets and different variety of reactions and different types of like I don't know, just people being people, if that makes sense.
That's wonderful. Looking at the box, how often do you restock it or add stuff to it?
I don't like to think as restocking it, just because like I don't want it to feel like this is a shop.
Yes.
But I do really enjoy seeing it full. So there are some days that I'm like in town and go into charity shops and see what they have and think about what people enjoy the most out of the box, and like maybe like pick a few things out and then leave them. I do try to like make it fair for myself as well, so I usually leave stuff in when I'm trading. So if there's something I really want, is like maybe I get one thing and I leave like 4 or 5, if that makes sense.
Great. And I know if people go to see the box, they'll see some of the rules on the front of the box about what to, well, as we said, take one and give one, but also what kind of things are better to put in the box. What advice would you give to people about choosing what to put inside?
I think my main advice is like don't leave something that you wouldn't want to find yourself. And it's fine if it's like you're not excited about it anymore because you've had it for a long time, but it's a different thing to leave something that is dirty or broken or just not something that people would enjoy. So I always say like try and like trade with your heart, in the sense that like be excited about getting something new, but also be excited about other people getting cool finds, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Now this box has already been so successful and it's had a great response from the community that after a few months, have you had any thoughts about ways to improve it or changes for the future?
For sure. One of the main things that I always think about and that people usually suggest would like getting a bigger box. I'm not doing that yet because it's a big chunk of work, for sure, because I would have to like probably remake it from scratch, and I don't know, in some way it makes me sad to like see the old box go. I know that at some point I will have to remake the front, just because like the sun and the rain kind of like discolors it in time, so probably try and see if someone's available to like print a higher quality version or something like that. I will see. And I've had some thoughts about like improving security. There's not really that much that we can do, but maybe in time one thing that I was thinking about is kind of still in the process. I'm not sure I want to do this because like one of the main reasons to put it outside is that I want everyone to be able to access it at any point, because I've had people being like, oh, I'm usually on late shifts and I can only go after 10, and I'm like, yeah, don't worry, it's always open, always there. But recently I've been thinking if it's probably a good idea to like put it inside the gardens, so that would only be open following their opening times. But this is still in the process, so yeah.
Of course. And as you say, one of the big strengths about it is that it's accessible. Anyone can use it at any time.
Yes.
And it's free. You don't require anything. Just bring a trinket and leave a message. Give one, take one. It's fantastic. What is your vision for the future? Where would you like this to go? What would you like to happen in the future?
I don't know. I think what I wanted to see, it's already happening in the sense that like I know there's a lot of trinket boxes popping up around Scotland. This is not actually the first one. Like before I opened the Dundee one, there was already the Edinburgh one and one in Glasgow for sure. But I know there's a lot more popping up around Scotland. I always say that the Aberdeen one is my favourite just because they put it in the same. So they put it in a garden that's called Victoria Garden, and I thought it was such a cool coincidence. There's also someone that opened another one in Dundee. As I was saying, I think it's the Fintry area.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting. And I've had people messaging me saying that they would like to put some up in Fife. So I think what I wanted to see is like lots of more boxes popping up. So that's already happening.
That's wonderful. I think people will see your box and then think, well, I would like one of these in my local area. I'm going to set one up.
Exactly.
And once they start seeing that, you'll see, I think there's going to be more and more boxes growing. I think Scotland needs more of them as well. You know, there's quite a lot in England. Let's get some more of them in Scotland as well. And it's great to look ahead to plans for the future and what you'd like to achieve next. But it's also important to just look back and think, oh, how much has been achieved so far?
Yeah,
You've done such an amazing job. Looking at the trinket box, how do you see it? Do you see it as art, or do you see it as a kind of social experiment, or do you see it as something else, or a combination of all those things?
I think a combination is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But if I had to just pick one, it would probably be, I wouldn't call it social experiment, but like social project for sure.
Yeah.
I like to see it as I think it actually is like a community project, and it was also like a great way for me to just see how people react around things like that. And I don't want to put it so bluntly, but like kind of restore my faith in humanity a bit more. So yeah, I think that's my answer.
That's so lovely. And what role do you think projects like this play in a place like Dundee?
I feel like so one of the things that shocked me the most when I posted my first TikTok is that everyone was shocked it was in Dundee.
Yeah.
And it's almost like people that live here don't think that good things can happen in Dundee.
Yes.
And I really love this city, and it makes me so happy to see when people also love it and like give something back to the community as well. So I don't know, it makes me happy to know that like there are some people out there that really value the city and like are excited for things to happen in it. And don't just want to like leave and move somewhere else.
Of course. I think it's such a wonderful city for so many reasons. It's a wonderful city with wonderful people, and with something like this, people are out for a walk. When they want to look at that box, they've got to stop for a moment, have a look inside. It's a mindful experience. Everyone's on the go so much. It's great to stop and enjoy the small things. The small things make up everything. And if we build more of these small things, people can see how beautiful Dundee is.
Absolutely.
And hopefully stay. I know a lot of people come here to study, and then when they graduate, as you said, they might go to Glasgow or Edinburgh.
Yeah.
I think there's so much happening here. I've lived here for 8 years. It's my favourite place in the world, I have to say. I think it's remarkable because it's a city it's big enough to be exciting, but small enough not to feel overwhelming.
That's
It's cozy.
exactly how I describe it as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's lovely. So, looking ahead to the future, where would you like this to go next?
I try to take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, I would like to keep this going for as long as possible. I'm very aware that, like, I currently have more time than I usually would.
Yeah.
But I know that I could rely, if for whatever reason I feel like I can't keep this project going, I feel like I have some people in mind that I could just ask, oh, do you want to take over? Like, do you want to, like, take care of this and, like, keep it going? So I think my main hope is just, like, have this on for as long as possible, for sure.
Absolutely, and I think if that ever happens, there'll be a long line of people who would be more than happy to take it over, because it's enriched so many lives. It's so wonderful, and you've done so much already, but of course the strength of this lies in the community.
Absolutely.
And these things are so much easier when they're done together. I think that's such a great answer and a lovely way to finish. Thank you so much for your time, and congratulations. Big congratulations on everything you've achieved, and keep up the great work, and continue making the world a better place. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Conor's Crew. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the story of the Trinket Trade Box and got inspired to do something positive in your own way. Remember, it only takes one person to make a difference. I'll see you next time with another guest, another story, and more of the same good energy. Take care.